YouTube.
Don't you follow me? I've been going crazy in these fallen dreams. I've been anti-social.
What's going on, man? It's your boy Trigga, man. I'm back with another video, man. You can tell by the title, man, we're reacting to this crazy conspiracy theory that turned out to be true. Yeah, man, it's a lot of shit that I think was true, but that they said was nah, bro. Some of the shit is really crazy. But yeah, man, if it's your first time seeing my face, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tap in on the Twitch where I do these reactions live sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Follow my social medias right here, also link in the description down below. But without further ado, let's have today's video.
Trust me, bro. The gay bomb. While we're on the topic of the big gay, I have one more for you. That being the gay bomb, which was a non-lethal chemical weapon theorized by, surprise, surprise, the United States military, specifically the Air Force. This bomb's purpose was simple yet strange. It was meant to be dropped over enemy territories, spreading a chemical mixture in the form of gas that would turn enemy troops essentially homosexual. This hypothetical weapon was confirmed.
Bro, what? I ain't gonna lie, bro. United States, bro. What type of freak shit is that, bro? That had to be during the Bill Clinton stuff. Had to be, bro. Cause what, bro? What, bro? There's no way, bro. Bro, there's no way. There's no way. Y'all created a bomb that dropped Diddy Miss. Y'all created a bomb to drop Diddy Miss, bro. Y'all had Diddy working with the United States of America, the FBI. Oh, he's getting off, bro. He's beating that case. He's beating that case. He's beating that case for sure. What the hell? Y'all niggas making Diddy Miss, bro. A 1994
Department of Defense document where it spoke of a hypothetical weapon designed to dispense sexual pheromones among enemy forces to generate mutual attraction. Now, initially, I thought the military application would be that the soldiers would just be too busy loving on each other to get any fighting done, but that wasn't the case. It's actually a lot less interesting. Supposedly, the entire point was to cause confusion and panic amongst these troops, reducing their effectiveness in battle. Picture this. The year is 1993. You and your friend are sitting on the couch watching the movie Sniper, which just came out. When all of a sudden you say to your friend jokingly, I bet the US government's probably thought about making bombs that would turn the enemies gay. You and your friend have a chuckle and continue the movie. However, the following year, you are hanging out with the same friend again, and instead of watching a movie, you are doing something that every teenager does, reading a Department of Defense release, when all of a sudden you see actual confirmation that the US Air Force was contemplating a gay bomb. After reading this, you're shocked, and you look your homie in the eyes and can't believe that your silly little joke was true. And in that moment, you and your friend start making out because you guys were gay. Alright, seriously though, the first two are a bit silly, but these get a lot more serious. Project MK Naomi. As I said, Project MK, I'm sure the word Ultra was the first thing that popped into your head. And that's because most people know about that crazy true conspiracy theory. And for that reason, I wanted to add something a bit different. Project MK Naomi was actually the successor of MK Ultra, and was a collaboration between the CIA and the US Department of Defense. And it went on for almost 2 decades, from the 1950s to the 1970s. The entire goal of Project MK Naomi was to gain a deeper knowledge on chemical and biological warfare weapons, specifically to determine what substances would kill people and what chemicals would do what to people. Once the CIA and Department of Defense had a...
So the only way to test these type of things, what would it do to a human? Would it kill somebody? Would it not? Is to test it on humans. Oh no.
List of chemicals and a list of reactions ranging from irritation all the way to death. They then started focusing on unique delivery systems for these chemicals, most notable of which being dart guns, specifically dart guns either filled or having their tip coated with these specific chemicals, with one of the most famous examples being the heart attack gun, which was, like you may have guessed, a gun that shot a...
Listen, I heard about his heart attack gun, bro. Apparently, bro, you would shoot it, you feel me, it'll hit somebody. You feel me? The motherfucker would basically make them have a heart attack and disintegrate. The bullet would disintegrate. So they wouldn't even find the bullet, bro. There's no trace.
Dart at a target that would, shortly after injection, cause a heart attack in the victim, making a very intentional death seem accidental. And it's no doubt that these weapons would have been very useful for spies, especially during the Cold War, when tensions and the need for a good spy was at an all-time high. And if you're for some reason unfamiliar with Project MK Ultra, it's basically the government using LSD on non-consenting individuals to try to test mind control, as a very basic elevator pitch. But I'm assuming most of you are aware of that one. USA's fake Cuban attack, This video is quickly taking a very dark turn, but that's kind of how these lists go. In 1962, during the Cold War, the US wasn't just tense with Russia, it also had growing tensions with its southern neighbor, Cuba. Specifically because Fidel Castro had risen to power in Cuba, and was a rather large proponent of communism, or at least kept a very good relationship with Russia. During this time, the US experienced the Cuban Missile Crisis, which simply put was Russia putting their nukes in Cuba because the US had put their nukes in Turkey and Italy. This situation was scary, but it was resolved safely. However, the US did not forget, hence them coming up with Operation Northwoods. The plan suggested that the government would carry out a series of fake terrorist attacks on the American military and civilians, to then blame Cuba for these attacks and then justify going to war. Some of these crazy actions...
Bro, listen, I'm telling y'all, bro, the government is fucked up, bro. They be doing some fucked up shit. You tell me y'all gonna go and harm innocent people in your country? You're gonna go harm innocent people, your own people, just so you can say, oh, Cuba did it. Cuba did it, let's go fuck Cuba up. Cuba did it, let's go fuck Cuba up. Make everybody mad at Cuba, but the whole time is y'all. Y'all are crazy, bro. This is why I stay out of this, bro. This is why I don't do the politics stuff, bro.
That they planned on doing to their own people was hijacking planes, sinking boats, and even bombing US cities. All done intentionally to point the blame at Cuba. But this wasn't just a get back for the Cuban Missile Crisis. This plan was part of a larger effort to oppose Fidel Castro's communist government, which was aligned directly with the Soviet Union, the USA's enemy at the time. And with the Soviet Union having an ally so close to US soil, the US was feeling the heat. Although, would that have justified any of these actions? I don't believe so. That being said, fortunately, none of these actually happened. Although it's not because the government had a change of heart and realized this was awful. President John F. Kennedy simply rejected the plan because he thought that this would cause a large-scale war against Russia, which he deemed to be too risky. Regardless though, none of these horrible attacks injured any innocent people, which is great. And nobody even knew about it until 1997, when the documents were declassified and made public. So yeah, although the government didn't sacrifice its own people in the name of war, they definitely heavily considered it, which is definitely concerning. North Korea abducting Japanese citizens. During the late 1970s to early 1980s, there were rumors spreading around coastal Japan that North Korean agents were abducting innocent Japanese citizens and taking them back to North Korea for a plethora of reasons. This rumor even gained government attention and was simply brushed off as a conspiracy theory that had absolutely no merit. That was until it was proven to be right. Between 1977 and 1983, North Korean agents were doing exactly what I described, abducting Japanese citizens from coastal cities of Japan and taking them back to North Korea for a multitude of reasons. And these people weren't your typical abduction victim. They weren't prostitutes or homeless or anybody who seemed potentially vulnerable. They were seemingly chosen at random, making this even more scary and bizarre. The Japanese government officially recognizes over 17 victims of North Korea's abduction, although North Korea only claims they abducted 13.
Bro, y'all just abducting random ass people, bro? For what, bro? Like, what are you gaining from that? Like, are you gonna go torture them? You gonna kill them? You gonna scare them and then send them back to send a message? Like, what's the plan here, bro? Like, bro, come on, bro.
Which to me is even crazy that they admitted to anything. But some people suggest that over hundreds of people were taken. These victims were ranging anywhere from teenagers to adults, and were kidnapped for, like I mentioned, various reasons, but were most commonly used to teach Japanese or Japanese culture to North Korean spies, so that these North Korean spies could acclimate to the culture and essentially blend right in.
So
besides teaching at these schools, they would also provide fake IDs for covert operations, as these people weren't going to be in Japan, so spies could take their identity and use them. The only reason that North Korea ever even admitted to any of the abductions was because after investigations by the Japanese authorities, there was simply no doubt at all that these abductions were happening and that these people were in North Korea. It was only until there was absolutely no one else to blame and nowhere else to go for North Korea that they finally admitted. Unfortunately, there really is no happy ending to the story, and the chances are that these abductions have gone on much longer and there has been many more victims than we could have ever imagined in this situation. And with the way that things are currently with North Korea, it's very likely that they will never be held accountable for literally abducting, torturing, and killing innocent Japanese citizens. The US government poisoning alcohol. It's no conspiracy theory that from 1920 to 1933, the US government banned alcohol, hence this time being known as the Prohibition era, as alcohol was literally prohibited. But besides passing laws and regulations to ensure that
can you imagine that, bro? You can imagine that, bro? All y'all hoes that be out here drinking every day, getting drunk every night, alkies, as you call yourselves. What would y'all do if they just prohibitioned again, bro? Cause you know what? Alcohol, cut it. Whole country, cut it. What are y'all gonna do? Some people are gonna lose their fucking medulla. What are y'all gonna do? They gonna start making moonshine again? They already making moonshine, but y'all gonna learn how to make moonshine. What are y'all gonna do, bro? Dead ass.
Alcohol was being produced or distributed, the US government also took a few additional steps to really deter people from consuming alcohol. What the government chose to do was add methyl alcohol into industrial grade alcohols to deter human consumption. It's theorized that the government assumed that having these deadly poisons in this alcohol would cause some of these illegal consumers of alcohol to pass away, deterring these bootleggers to sell their product as it was killing their customers. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and the bootleggers continued to sell, and alcoholics continued to drink. And unsurprisingly, as a result of this, many people were poisoned and died. And in 1927, in New York alone, there was over 41 deaths confirmed to have come from alcohol poisoning from tainted alcohol, specifically the methyl alcohol. The government used this strategy up until 1933 when the prohibition ended, and it was at that point confirmed that the US government was literally poisoning alcohol, as it was reported as a strategy to curb alcohol consumption.
That's
so yeah,
crazy,
the US was
bro.
intentionally putting deadly chemicals into products that they knew that people were
government
consuming.
is
I find this one a bit
fucked up,
interesting
bro.
because although people weren't supposed to be
Fucked
consuming
up
this,
bad,
the US
bro.
government
They just
knew
doing
that
this
people
crazy,
were
bro.
going to consume this. So the fact that they intentionally put deadly chemicals into it, to me, is a bit concerning. This might just be an optimistic thought, but I would like to believe that there's a way where you can deter people from drinking illegal industrial grade alcohol without putting literal poison in it that's going to undoubtedly cause death. Like
Yeah, that's
potentially
what I
adding
do,
an
bro.
agent that is extremely sour or potentially even extremely spicy, making the alcohol essentially unconsumable as it's so uncomfortable to drink, but still rendering it non-lethal. As great as this sounds, this might have not been an option, as those sorts of additives may have rendered the actual industrial grade alcohol less effective, which wouldn't have worked because this alcohol needed to serve its primary purpose, as it wasn't meant to be consumed. It was literally industrial grade. But yeah, anyway, from 1920 to 1933, the US government decided that the best way to deter people from drinking alcohol was by killing them, or at least slowly poisoning them, which I wouldn't say is much better.
13
The USA's fake Vietnam attack. And we're already back.
13
Does this
fake
story
Vietnam
sound at all
attack,
familiar?
bro.
But seriously though, I could make an entire
13
separate
years
video
of
focusing
ban.
solely on extremely deplorable things that the US government has done. But I do value living, so if you really want that video, let me know in the comments, but if not, I probably won't make it. That being said, let's get into the fake Vietnam attack. In
He talking about
1964,
wanna live.
USA
No, I
was
feel
of
that,
course
bro.
beefing, this time with northern Vietnam. This entire situation is known as the Gulf of Tonkin incident, and it marked a pivotal moment in the escalation of the US involvement in the Vietnam War. The situation happened in early August of 1964 and involved US naval vessels conducting operations off the coast of North Vietnam. On August 2nd, the US destroyer, the USS Maddox, was conducting intelligence patrols. And on this patrol, it encountered 3 North Vietnamese torpedo boats. There's a small conflict which led the Maddox to fire warning shots at the torpedo boats and the torpedo boats to respond with an unsuccessful attack. The Maddox suffered minor damage, literally only took a single bullet hole, but the
Oh,
North
shit.
Vietnamese torpedo boats were significantly damaged, with crew either dead or severely injured. This entire encounter happened because the North Vietnamese were pretty sussed out about covert US-backed operations happening on their coast. Regardless, this
Tight.
incident was relatively minor in regards to the Vietnam War as a whole. But what isn't is the alleged second attack that happened 2 days later on August 4th, 1964. It was claimed that on this day, another attack on the USS Maddox and the USS Turner Joy had taken place. The ships were claimed to have been targeted based on radar signals and intercepted communications between the North Vietnamese. However, with these claims seeming very plausible, there was little to no evidence and were later debunked. The captain
Tight.
of the USS Maddox, John Herrick, was almost instantly questioning the validity of these claims, as he was the captain and heard no such thing of this second attack. And shortly after, the entire attack was debunked and proven to be nothing more than manipulation. Investigations even confirmed that there was no North Vietnamese forces present anywhere near either of these ships that night, and the intelligence that they had misinterpreted was simply manipulated to spin the story of a potential second attack. The reason why I'm talking about this fake attack is because it was used as justification to amplify the war. Congress even passed the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution, which allowed the US's involvement in Vietnam to escalate heavily, leading to significant troop deployments and a major intensification of the war. It wasn't until
my
years
God.
later, after the war had ended, that the US Department of Defense admitted that the second attack never happened. And even later on, declassified documents confirmed that there was a
Bro,
strategic
the
plan
government,
to
bro,
use
they like
this
to wait
fake second
years
attack as a
later to
pretext
finally,
to
you know what
escalate
I'm
the
saying,
war, which
explain
ended up
themselves
becoming
about
one of the
shit.
most controversial
That
wars
should be
in
crazy,
US
bro.
history. There's no doubt that the Vietnam War was controversial, and this is only a tiny glimpse of some of the stuff that was going on,
but
at least on
it's
the
so
US
much,
side of
bro.
things. Project Sunshine. Fair warning, there is a reason why this entry is at the end of the list, and that's because it is by far the most morbid subject in this entire video. Project Sunshine is also known as the Dead Baby Project, and that alone should give you a small glimpse into
the Who Project? Oh man. The Dead Baby Project? Oh man. Just please let this be some United States shit, bro. Please. Please don't be no United States shit. Cause this, bro, what?
To the insanity that is this conspiracy theory proven true. Project Sunshine was a secret research project that was launched in 1953 to study the effects of radioactive fallout on human health and the environment. Already off to a bad start. The focus of this radioactive testing was specifically on strontium-90, which is regarded as the deadliest byproduct of nuclear detonation. The United States Atomic Energy Commission aimed to measure the amount of strontium-90 in
the United States. Oh my God, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro. What do we be doing, bro? Like, bro, I don't understand, bro. What do we be doing,
as it was
bro?
typical for it to accumulate in human bones,
the United
specifically
States, bro,
in children's
bro.
bones whose skeletal systems were still developing and most vulnerable.
Doing,
now here's the thing, as much as they potentially would have wanted to subject real children to strontium-90 to study the side effects, they were not able to do so, as it would be a huge moral dilemma and definitely wouldn't fly well with the general public. So what they did do was gather over 1,500 human samples, primarily consisting of babies and young children, without the consent or knowledge of the families that they were taken from. These 1,500 adolescent cadavers were not originally from the United States and were actually...
Bro, they took... If you didn't say bless me, you're an asshole. Bless me. These niggas took 1,500 kids, bro. From random people. They didn't even take them from the United States. They took them from other countries
like Australia and the UK, and were acquired by some pretty disgusting means, specifically preventing parents from examining their deceased child before they were sent away for nuclear testing. Typically, these deceased children were sent in parts to not raise suspicion, as parents may notice their entire child missing, but they may not notice their child missing a leg if they are not able to view the child's body in its entirety. Like I mentioned at the beginning, this is extremely dark and honestly disgusting. The initial studies on strontium-90 only analyzed the effects on the human remains. However, shortly after, it expanded to studying its effects on natural environments, such as soil, grass, and grazing animals, where they were seeing what the effect of this strontium-90 would be as it ascended up the food chain. I don't think it'll serve as much as a surprise that once the practices of Project Sunshine were exposed, they were met with widespread outrage and even resulted in a stricter ethical standard when it came to scientific research, specifically those involving human subjects, dead or alive. It literally sounds like something your crazy uncle would say at Thanksgiving dinner. Hey, can you pass the potatoes? Yeah, here you go. Oh, did you know that in the 50s, the US government was actually essentially stealing dead children from overseas and using them to test the dangerous byproducts of nuclear fallout? Oh, crazy. Honestly though, it sounds too crazy to be true, but one thing I've learned from researching for this video is that, unfortunately, some things are too crazy to not be true. But anyways, that's all I got for now, guys. If you aren't satisfied and want even more crazy conspiracy...
Bro, the United States is always doing some mumbo jumbo. So they're always doing something crazy, bro. Y'all stealing dead people, dead kids, body part pieces, bro? Or just leaving a piece for their parents, for their people to see, and taking the whole body, the whole rest of the body, bro? What's going on, bro? Like, what are y'all, like, what's the, bro? Bro, I don't understand what the fuck we be doing out here, bro. I don't know, bro. Living in the United States is low-key scary, bro. It's so-called the, you know what I'm saying, promised land, bro, dream, you know, it's American dream, whatever. Bro, listen. No lie, bro, this shit be scary as hell, bro. No lie. But, yeah, man, it's the first time seeing my face. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tap on the Twitch and the Kick where I do these reactions live. I mean, just the Twitch. What the hell am I talking about? Just the Twitch, bro. But, yeah, man, without further ado, it's your boy Trigga. I'll go.
is to change my life on bad bitch riding in a two-seater. Shit must be delusional, like yeah, she thinking that I need her. Run up cash and shiesty match, can't see me feeling like John Cena. Shorty way too green, fuck on her red. Had past her like the Clippers. Yeah, it's Trigga, I'm Big Zooty. I roll up in my free time. Yeah, little shorty begging wine. Had to grab her by her waistline. I tend to get beside myself and slow it down, gon' catch my pace. I was slacking in my 9 to 5, but money moves, I won't be late.